Do you ever have one of those days where you wake up motivated as hell? You make a plan. You tell yourself, alright, today I'm finally gonna lock in. But then you check your phone for a minute, then you watch a video, then another one. Then it's suddenly 6 hours in, and you still haven't done the one thing that you know will move your life forward. And you know what the worst part of all of this is? It's not even relaxing. Because the entire time you are avoiding the task, there is this guilt sitting in the back of your mind. Like your brain never lets you fully enjoy procrastinating. For years, I thought this meant I was lazy. But dude, that's not actually what procrastination is. And when I learned what was happening with me psychologically, my entire relationship with work changed. Because bro, procrastination isn't laziness. It is a form of emotional escape. And once you understand that, you can finally stop feeling stuck all the time. In this video, I'm going to show you why your brain keeps avoiding important work, the hidden emotional pattern behind procrastination, and the mindset shift that helped me stop wasting most of my time. Bro, most people think that procrastination is a time management problem. It's not. It's actually an emotion management problem. And that realization genuinely changed everything for me. Because think about it for a second. If procrastination only was just laziness, then why do people procrastinate on things they care about? Why do people avoid studying for the exam they desperately want to pass, working on the business they dream about, applying for opportunities that could change their life? It's because the task makes them feel something uncomfortable. Anxiety, overwhelm, self-doubt, fear of failure, sometimes even fear of succeeding. And your brain wants relief from those emotions immediately. So what does it do? It escapes. Scrolling videos, snacks, even cleaning your room randomly, watching productive content instead of actually working. Bro, I used to do this constantly. I would sit down to work, open my laptop, look at the task, and then feel overwhelmed for like 10 seconds. Then somehow I would end up watching videos about productivity instead of being productive, which is honestly insane if you think about it. And psychology actually supports this. A lot of researchers now believe that procrastination is more about mood regulation than laziness or discipline. Your brain prioritizes short-term emotional relief instead of long-term reward. And this is called present bias. Basically, your brain values what feels good now more than what helps you later. Scrolling feels good now. The reward is immediate. But hard work, the payoff may take weeks, months, and even years. So your brain treats difficult work almost like danger. And this is where procrastination becomes a trap. Because every time you avoid the task, your brain gets rewarded with relief. You escape discomfort, which teaches your brain avoidance works. So now the habit gets stronger. That's why procrastination can feel almost automatic after a while. And honestly, bro, the next part is where it gets scary. Because not everyone procrastinates for the same reason. I started realizing that procrastination wears different masks. And once I saw which one I was, everything made way more sense. Maybe you will recognize yourself in one of these. The perfectionist. This person doesn't procrastinate because they don't care. They procrastinate because they care too much. They think, if I can do it perfectly, I shouldn't do it at all. They plan forever, they research forever, they think forever, but nothing gets finished. And deep down, sometimes perfectionism is really just fear. Because if you never fully try, you never have to risk finding out you are not good enough. And the next type of person is the warrior. This person avoids action because failure feels emotionally dangerous. So they delay starting. Because as long as they don't try, their potential is still safe in their imagination. The crisis addict. I used to relate to this one hard. These people say, I work best under pressure. But honestly, most of the time they have trained their brain on panic adrenaline to finally act. So to them, calm progress feels impossible. The overwhelmed dreamer. Big goals, big vision, no structure. So everything feels huge. And when everything feels huge, your brain freezes. You stay stuck, imagining the future instead of building it. And dude, once I understood these patterns, I realized procrastination wasn't just hurting my productivity. It was slowly destroying how I saw myself. And this was probably the hardest thing for me to admit. Because procrastination didn't just waste my time, it destroyed my self trust. I got stuck in this cycle. I would avoid work and then I would feel guilty about avoiding it. Then escape that guilt with more dopamine, more scrolling, more distraction, more avoidance. And eventually, panic would hit. And I would tell myself, why am I like this? And bro, The comfort never even lasted. The anxiety always came back, and usually worse, because unfinished tasks stay in your head. They drain your mental energy constantly. It's like your brain keeps whispering, you still haven't done it. And after enough repetition, you stop trusting yourself. You say you will do something, then you don't. Again and again. And eventually, your identity changes. You stop seeing yourself as disciplined. You stop seeing yourself as capable. You start thinking, maybe I am just someone who never follows through. And that's dangerous. Because once your self image gets damaged, everything gets harder. But then I realized something that honestly changed my entire perspective. I wasn't failing because I needed more motivation. I was failing because the resistance was too high. This was the biggest mindset shift for me. I didn't need more motivation. I needed less resistance. That changed everything. So the first strategy is to make the task laughably small. This helped me so much. Don't say, I'm gonna study for 4 hours. Your brain hears that and panics. Instead, say, open the document and read one page and only one page. That's it. Because starting is usually the hardest part. Once motion begins, the resistance drops. And the second strategy is to stop waiting to feel ready. This one is hard to accept because motivation usually comes after action, not before. People think motivated people act, but most of the time, people act first, then motivation catches up. And the third thing you need to do is remove friction. Make good behavior easier. Phone away, clean workspace, block distractions, prepare things beforehand. Make starting effortless because every tiny friction point gives your brain an excuse to escape. And the fourth thing is stop hating yourself. This is huge because a lot of people think that shame creates discipline. It doesn't. Shame creates avoidance. If every work session becomes emotionally painful because you are constantly attacking yourself, your brain will actually avoid it even more. Self compassion actually helps you become more consistent. Change your identity. This one might be the most important for you. Stop asking, how do I feel motivated? Instead, ask, who do I want to become? I started telling myself, I am someone who does hard things even when I don't feel like it, even when I'm uncomfortable. And eventually, that identity started becoming real. Not because I felt motivated every day, but because I kept proving it through action, even a small action. And honestly, bro, this leads to the brutal truth most people avoid. Your life is shaped by what you avoid. That is the truth. Avoided conversation, avoided opportunity, avoided work, avoided discomfort. Most people never build the life they want. Not because they are incapable, but because they spend years avoiding uncomfortable situations. And eventually, procrastination turns into regret. That is the scary part. Because time keeps moving, whether you act or not. One day, you wake up and realize years have passed. Not because you rested, not because you healed, but because you kept running. And dude, I genuinely don't want that for you. Listen, you do not need to become some perfect productivity machine overnight. That's not the goal. The goal is to stop running from your own life. Because every time you sit down and face discomfort, instead of escaping it, you reveal trust in yourself. That is how confidence is actually built. Not through motivation, through evidence. So after this video, do the thing you have been avoiding. Not tomorrow, today, just 5 minutes. That's it. Open the document, send the message, start the workout, whatever it is. Because your future is built by what you do when you don't feel like doing it. And the person you become depends on whether you keep escaping discomfort or finally face it. And if procrastination is stopping you from building the life you actually want, you should watch this next video. I break down 6 realistic online side hustles students can start right now, even if you are broke, inexperienced, or overthinking everything. Pick one, go all in for 6 months, and you might genuinely change your future. Click here to watch now. Click.